is Trionic array 1. So you are given an integer array nums of length n. An array is trionic if there exist indices where 0 is less than p, less than q, less than n minus 1, such that nums of 0 to p is strictly increasing, nums of p to q is strictly decreasing, and nums of q to n minus 1 is strictly increasing. So we have to return true if nums is trionic, otherwise we will return false. So we have to find the nums which is like in the form of graph like this. First it is increasing, then decreasing, and again increasing. So if it satisfies this condition, then we have to return the true. So let's try to code this. First take the length of nums. Now let's set a pointer at the first index, so I is equal to 0. Let's now suppose check for increasing. Okay, so if we check for increasing, the condition should be while I plus 1 should be less than none, less than n, and nums at I should be less than nums of I plus 1. So if this is the case, simply increment the value I plus is equal to 1, and suppose after looping this we are still at, if I is equal to 0, we are still at 0, means there is no increasing part, so simply we can return false. Similarly, now check for the decreasing. If there is an increasing part, we will go to the decreasing part. So same condition, while I plus 1 is less than n, and nums at I is this time greater than nums at I plus 1. So we will simply increment the value I plus is equal to 1. Yeah, and now suppose we have reached at the end by checking this decreasing subarray. Okay, so if we have reached the end, means there is no increasing part at the last of the array, so again we can simply return false. Now third time we will check for increasing if this condition also satisfies. So again, while I plus 1 is less than n, and this time nums of I should be less than nums of I plus 1. You can simply increment the value I plus is equal to 1. Now if our index I has reached to the end of the nums, that means yeah, this is a trionic array, and if it does not reach the end, means there are more, again there is a pattern of decreasing, so it is not a trionic. So we can simply check return I is equal to n minus 1. If it has reached the end, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So let's try to run this. Yeah, so test cases has passed. Let's try to submit and check. Okay, so our code has passed successfully. Thank you for watching.